Hi, my name is Sammy and welcome to the video. So do you want to build a second brain? And what are the benefits of building a second brain? You never forget anything. You remember everything that you learn. You will learn faster and you will be more organized. So I am very, very obsessed with this idea of building a second brain. And this is something that came very naturally to me. I started working in tech over a year ago. I acquired my first job as a software developer. And if you work as a software developer or you work with technology in general, you know that it's just information overload. Like there is so much that you need to know and you need to remember at all times. So I was writing my notes down manually. I'm a big note taker. I have this notebook. I have 2 of these notebooks. I have 10 notebooks under my desk. And more recently I acquired this very cute Korean notebook. I really love like tiny notebooks. But anyway, I love notebooks. Like I have to write down all of my thoughts to feel normal. Just it helps me like relieve all my anxiety. But also I'm constantly learning new things. This is just a part of my personality. It's also important as a developer to continuously learn. And the best way for me to learn is to sit down and manually write down my notes. When I started working as a developer, it became even more instrumental because I was manually writing down my notes. But then I realized there were some problems with this, and this is my biggest problem is I write down all these notes, and what if I leave my notebook at home? What if I can't find the notes that I had written down? Like I have a question, and I'm flipping through like the 20 notebooks I have lying around trying to find the answer. It's a waste of my time, and it's frustrating too. So for that reason, I thought, oh, let me start a digital notebook again. I say start a digital notebook again because actually this is a technique that I used in high school. In high school, I used a program called Evernote, and that would help me keep all of my assignments organized in one place. I would keep all my notes in Evernote, and whenever I was ready to take an exam, I would just search for relevant topics, organize them into one document, print out the document, and I would study for my exams. So Evernote like really helped me a lot. And that's the thing about these digital notebooks is that they are on the cloud, so you can always access them. You can access them on your phone, you can access them on your computer, you can access them on your laptop. So they're always accessible. That's number 1. Number 2, second biggest thing, is they're searchable. My God, it's so helpful. If I have a question and I'm like, oh, I've had this question a few times already, I can throw it in my notebook, and then when I have the question again, I can search it, and I have my own documentation for myself how to do something. And it's documentation that I wrote for myself, so it's super helpful because I know exactly what I need. So that is the idea of building a second brain, is taking everything that you learn, everything that resonates with you, everything that you want to collect, and storing it in a technical tool such as Evernote. But yeah, starting last year in 2022, I wanted a new note-taking system, so I found out about a website called Notion. So yeah, I created a Notion, and my Notion is not fancy. Like people get like really fancy with the templates, like love that for them. But yeah, for me, I don't know how to do that. Like I don't know how to be fancy with it. I just have a Notion. It's like a table, and every single day I take my programming notes down. So yeah, I have a Notion called Programming Notes, and every day is a dedicated note for what I learned that day. And like I said, I learned something new every day. So it is freaking filled. In my Notion, I also do keep personal notes. I write articles. I keep them in there. So blog posts. When I'm doing research for blog posts, or for if I have podcast ideas or YouTube video ideas, any ideas that I have, any ideas, I put them in Notion and I store them there, and it helps me remember what it is that I want to stay focused on. Anyway, this year, I came across this book by Thiago Forte. The book is titled Building a Second Brain. And I was like, that sounds kind of familiar to me. I think I might know what that's about. And I started reading it and I was like, this is exactly the framework that I had built for myself. You know, Thiago Forte, he talks about using technical tools to store all of the information that is thrown at you on a daily basis, but very specifically the information that you want to remember. So yeah, you don't just put anything in there. You put the information that is relevant to you. And that is so powerful. So if you're a student, if you're a professional in whatever field, content creator, programmer, parent, teacher, you can organize your life so much better. You can remember everything that it is that you want to remember. But don't rely on your brain. The brain is not that reliable. You know, your brain wants to forget all of this information. That's too much for it. So don't go against your human nature and try to force yourself to remember every little thing. Instead, use the tools that you have at your disposal. You want to reduce your cognitive load by offsetting everything into this one place that's organized and searchable. When you do this, it actually helps you become more creative because you can take all of these pieces of information that are abstract and you make them tangible. And when you make them tangible, you put them in front of you, you can actually play with these puzzle pieces and put them together in new and unique ways. When you document things, when you journal, when you write things down and you remove them from your physical body and you put them in an external place, this really helps reduce anxiety. You know, like, have you ever, like, right before bed, you're like, oh my God, I have so much to do. I'm so stressed. I have so much to do. I have horrible anxiety. So yeah, this is every day of my life for me. But yeah, have you ever right before bed been like, I have so much to do and I'm so overwhelmed and I don't know what to do? Let me tell you what to do. Make a to-do list. Write it down in a to-do list. And you can say to yourself, okay, I know I have a lot to do, but I wrote it down and it's right in front of me. And tomorrow I can wake up and I can tackle my to-do list and I won't forget anything. I won't mess up because it's written down. There's no way. Another amazing benefit is, you know, things come back full circle. So you might be processing something, you know, like you learned a new piece of information and you're like, that's awesome. I love this. I want to incorporate this into my writing or into my YouTube videos or into my work, into my art. And you can kind of see, like, this is what I was into 6 months ago, a year ago, and you can process it better. You can leverage that past work or those past original ideas. Like, how could you forget? It's written down, it's there. So it's very nice to just revisit. And honestly, I love revisiting those memories to see, wow, that's how I was thinking and that's what I knew. And that knowledge, it builds upon itself. Sometimes I look at my notes and I'm like, oh my God, you know, I was smarter a year ago because I had written this down and it's so beautiful and enlightening. Sometimes I come back to notes and I'm like, sometimes I read something and I'm like, I understand this on a deeper level now that I have more experience or more wisdom or more maturity. So let's talk about exactly how to build a second brain. Choose your tool of choice. It could be Evernote, Obsidian, Notion, any note-taking app. I used Google Drive for college and my ebooks, and I use Notion for my professional life and my personal life, anything like that I want to do related to my goals or my dreams. And then whenever you read an article or a book or a blog, anything online, if you see pictures, images, anything like that, and it really, really resonates with you, if it resonates with you, collect it. Go ahead and store it in your tool of choice. Make sure it's something that resonates with you. It captures your attention. If you don't feel very excited about it or very drawn to it, then you probably shouldn't capture it because you're never going to look at it again. If you find yourself in your day-to-day asking repeat questions, and you never want to ask repeat questions, not of anyone, not in your family, not in your job, not anywhere, because asking the same question over and over again, it might give someone the impression that you don't actually care. And it could be that it's not that you don't care, it's just hard to remember things, but you don't want to give someone that impression. So for that reason, to avoid repeat questions, if you find yourself asking a question over and over again, write that question down in your tool of choice, and then write down the process of how to answer that question. Whether it's like how to solve a specific problem, or how to do a specific task. Go ahead and document it in a way that makes sense to you, so that when you read it, you're like, I know exactly what to do, and I don't have to ask the same question over and over again. And when you have a little bit of more time, take the time to organize and categorize. Organize and categorize all of the different topics. So there are great methods of doing that. I don't personally do that too much. It's not my favorite thing to do. I find it time consuming. I just really love the search features. So if I need something, I'll search it. But I do have a place where I have my book list stored. So all my books are stored here, and then I do categorize them. So this is a book that I've read in the past. This is a book that I'm currently reading, and then this is a future read. So that's an example of some categories. I have a place where I put future blog posts, or YouTube video ideas, or podcast ideas. And mind you, I don't even exactly really have like a podcast yet, but I want to. So I organize my dreams, and when I do get around to making a podcast, like, I have it all already curated and stored in one place, like the things that I want to do. Take time to review your notes. Maybe once a year, maybe quarterly, maybe every month, but you definitely want to take time to review your notes and see what was important to me, what did I store, and can it inspire me now? Can it re-inspire me now? Can it motivate me? What were the dreams that I had before? Are those dreams, are those goals things that I'm still working towards, or did I forget along the way? And that's why note-taking is so important, because us human beings, we are just so easy to forget. You have a great idea one day, and 2 weeks later, that idea is gone. So if you had written it down, that idea would never go away. You have a goal, and it's so easy to forget what your goal was. You get so lost in the sauce. You get so caught up in all the processes that you forget what the original intent was. And you want to hold on to that. You want to hold on to what your original goal and original intent was. Anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about today. That was my little video about how to build a second brain. So I hope that helps you. It definitely has honestly changed my life. And, if I forgot to mention anything, if you have any tips or tricks that you want to give me, please leave them in the comment section below. And yeah, if you found any value in this video, please consider giving it a like or a comment. And yeah, I appreciate you so much. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.